Bang! Needs Knives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara is not joining us tonight. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Got a little frazzled. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Nice Sergeant, Wallaby, Russ, Logical, Michael, Ed. Bunch of people in here. Awesome. Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. So today, I do have the knife cam hooked up, but it might not have the best lighting because I did not charge my battery, but it should be okay. And we don't have Kara here to help, so we might have some crap going on, but I think it's going to be good. Today we are going to do basically viewer's choice. So basically what you guys want to talk about is what we are going to talk about. I can possibly pull stuff up from Instagram, but I don't want to get too crazy without Kara here. But I have a couple like stories I might tell in a little bit and a couple little topics I want to talk about. But besides that, it's all on you guys tonight. All on you guys. What's up, Cerebral Ballsy? Tell stories. Okay, we definitely have some stories we are going to tell. Wait, Mom. My mom's in here. So there is something I want to talk about really quick that came in. It's actually, you guys got to see the unboxing tomorrow. The unboxing tomorrow that I'm going to post tomorrow is hilarious. But one of the things in the unboxing is pretty serious, and it's actually really cool, and I'm excited to say it. So I talked about it a couple weeks ago in a live. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but it was about Christopher Gilliam, custom knife maker. I reviewed one of his knives a while back last year, and like I said, he's a custom knife maker, makes awesome knives. Well, he's starting to do custom bearings, badass bearings, like really nice bearings. So he sent me a whole bunch of sets, and they're all different sizes. So I'm going to be able to test a whole bunch of them out. I just got them in, so I haven't been able to test them out yet or anything. So I'm going to switch over to the knife cam really quick and give you guys a little shot of them. But I still want you guys to watch the unboxing tomorrow because there's other stuff in the unboxing that's hilarious. Well, to me, it's funny. So let me get this, and let me go like this, and then just like that. Okay, so we have a bunch of sets of bearings, and I have, oh, sorry, I'm hitting the camera. We have different kinds, different sizes. They're really thick too, a lot like Skiff's bearings. So we have a whole bunch of sets. And here is the guy, so you guys know who it is. Christopher Gilliam. And he sent me a thing to test them out. So when I take bearings off of knives, I can put them on here and make sure that these will fit. And then I can also double check which ones these ones are. They should fit most Chinese knives and most USA knives with bearings. We'll see. He calls these ones the salt and pepper because it's got the white ceramic bearings, which are mega slick. So they're extremely slick. And then we got the black ceramic bearings. They're both grade 5, which grade 5 means that they are like just under the hardness of diamond. I guess the cam's doing okay with the lighting we have. Not too bad. I did take everything out. I tried to adjust it a little bit. Let me get rid of it and put back on me now. So I'm really excited to test those bearings out because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about custom bearings and where to get custom bearings. And this seems like a great opportunity for people to be able to get custom bearings. I know Talica, he likes to get custom bearings. I think he's got a set of skiff bearings on one of his ZTs that, you know, made it extremely smooth. What's up, old Lincoln pipe welder? Let me put that. Bang. What's up, bud? How you guys doing? Or how you doing? So the Christopher Gilliam, though, he does have a channel, a web or a YouTube channel where he shows himself making stuff, and like the bearings, they're CNC made and then hand flattened. So they're precision made, which is going to be really awesome. Tell us about the headgear. Are you talking about my hat? This is a badass hat. Don't be fucking with my hat now, dog. This is, I got this from Colorado, Breckenridge, Colorado. There you go. Yeah. Or was it Breckenridge or was it? No, Purgatory. I think that's Breckenridge. I don't remember. Jared, you should address the package you sent to Ray earlier. You guys like that shit? So, okay. So, in all honesty, so what I did was I was on Amazon one day, and I was technically, this was months ago, I was supposed to send a package to Metal Complex. And as a joke, I was looking for some dick knives, some knives like that. You know, I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just looking for something that would be hilarious in an unboxing. Then I seen these, basically they're like butter knives, but they're knives, you know, and the handle's a dick. So it's a dick knife. And they were like $1 or something for 10 of them. So I was like, perfect. That's the knife I need to get. So I ordered them. Then when I sent the package to Metal Complex, I was thinking, you know what, I don't know, that, you know, I know he's got a great sense of humor. Don't get me wrong. I love Metal Complex. He's awesome, but I wasn't sure if he would find it funny. Some people might find it offensive. I don't know, you know, and I know he records his unboxings, so he might be upset, you know, or, you know, maybe not. I don't know. But at first, like when I thought of it in my head, it was hilarious. But then when I went to pack it up, I was like, I don't know because yeah, I was thinking he might not like that. I don't know. But Ray, on the other hand, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that motherfucker real good. So I did send one to Ray. So don't be surprised if you don't get a dick in your package next time you got something come from NEEVE'S Knives. I thought it was hilarious. Let me see what Old Lincoln Pipe says. Damn good. I got my first shaving edge in years off in Arkansas. It's what I learned on. That's amazing. So if people don't know, there are different levels of Arkansas. Arkansas is a natural stone from Arkansas. But there's a soft, a hard, and then a translucent, and then there's a black. The black is the highest grit. There's an argument of which one's harder or which one gives you a better edge between the translucent and the black, but most people agree the black is a little tiny bit finer than the translucent, but the translucent is extremely, extremely hard. It's very close to like a ceramic. Anyways, the soft, though, is going to be like a lower grit, you know, kind of a medium grit, and then the hard is right before polishing. I range it right around 1200 grit. That's what I think mine is, but there are different levels of hardness. So you might get a hard Arkansas and it could be around 800 grit or 1000 grit. You know, just kind of depends on the cut you get. It's kind of the beauty of natural stones, but they do work great for sharpening, especially sharpening, I don't want to say softer steels, but let's say simple steels. I've done super steels on them. Don't get me wrong. I've done a bunch of super steels on them, but I usually would go with my diamond first. Then after I'm like past 600 grit, then go to my hard Arkansas, and they work great. What would you get? Oh, wait, Dan, soft and hard combo, 2.5. Awesome. Awesome. Where did that? Seems logical says, oh, did you sharpen my 2 cent? Yes, I did. I did sharpen that one up. I did it because I had used it so much I didn't want to send it back without an edge. You ever try the Lansky Arkansas stone? No, I don't think so. Why is my comments not? I'm trying to get these comments to come up. Hang on one second. Let's go to, what would you get if you had up to $2,000 for a knife asking for a friend? That's a lot to spend on a knife. I think it depends on if you want, because a lot of customs you're going to wait. So I think that depends on if you're wanting a custom, you can spend it, but you're going to wait. if you go production, like high-end production, I think that would be the best bet if you're wanting something soon. So probably like a Shirogorov. I think they're amazing. There's different levels, just like with any knife. You could go like some of the custom shop orders, which might not get quite to $1,000 or $2,000, but like the Chris Reeve knives with the custom ones, you can go Olamic. You can go to the custom shop and customize something. What else? Go to Knife Joker. Knife Joker's got some badass knives on there. I don't know. Some of them will exceed that price or go up to that price. So I would look around on Knife Joker. They will have knives like, say, the React K2, but like super badass with badass carbon fiber or whatever. What's up, baby?
Do you want a sip before I take it?
No, I get the hot one. I'll take one sip.
It's good.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
I'll go kill some people now.
She's gonna go kill some motherfuckers. Oh yeah, you already read that.
Let me get this everyone. Back.
Kara says, hey. Okay, we got 45 people watching and we haven't gotten 40 likes yet. We all know the reward for hitting 40 likes, so let's get those thumbs up. It was funny, somebody, I forget who it was. It might have been Monster, seems logical. I forget which one said it. It was on another live, and they said something about because they had gotten to 40 likes or something like that. I forget. And they were like, usually right now we'd be seeing a Rockstead or something like that. I don't remember, but I thought it was funny. Mom says, hey, Kara. Hi. Bree says, I have no idea what's up. Only 26 likes. I got something on my hat. So, but man, I got something dangling from my hat. What the heck is going on? I feel weird. I already have a Norseman. Ooh, yeah, Norsemans are badass. But yeah, I would go like Rocksteads, Shirogorovs. I would go to Knife Joker, Monkey Edge. They got a bunch of nice stuff in there. You could go custom, but like I said, you're going to be waiting. Or, you know what might even be a better idea? To go on the secondary. Go on the secondary because then you can get those things that you would normally have to wait a long time for and get them right away. Because usually a lot of custom knives on the secondary market, they're still in pristine condition. Most people are not using their $1,500 knife. But we got some funny ass videos going up on Patreon, and if you guys are not patron members, you guys should be. We are posted. We haven't yet, but we got one ready, and we're gonna start every week posting 1 to 2 skits a week on Patreon, and I think they're gonna be hilarious. So it'll be just another reason why people should become patrons if you want to see some NEEVE'S knives skits. We do some on Instagram sometimes, or we've done a couple. We've done like 2 or 3 in the past. I'll do some here and there on there. I try to keep it a little bit more professional, but I still like to do skits because, I just got that type of personality. What was that? What is that? What's up, Steve? What do we got? Let me raise this up. The Rockstead has the most beautiful blade. Yes, it does. It has a very beautiful blade. I just, if you guys didn't see the video, I just opened her up and smoothed her out a little bit. She's definitely very smooth. I can easily front flip her. Oh, that was my fault. Oh, I got oil on my hands. Damn it, now I can't even do it because I'm on camera. But yeah, I seen what's up? Oh baby, thank you. I seen Knife Sergeant earlier. He's got a what am I saying? He's got a Spartan Hearse, and he front flipped it, and he did it so crisp and so clean. I had to go grab mine and try it because I can front flip mine, but the way he made it look like I told him, he made it look like it was like a Savivi McKenna or something. Like it was so easy, which usually I have to put a little bit of wrist into mine, but you can get it pretty crisp if you wedge your finger in there pretty good. I was just watching, where the hell did that go? I can put that to some good use. I know he's talking about the Rocky. I was just watching that video when the notice for the live came on. Oh, the cleaning it out. PM2 Warncliffe on the way. Awesome, Jacob. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be excited to check that baby out. I never got to try the Tonto. I know a lot of people like the Tonto, and I did too. I think they're great. My big problem, my big issue with them is that they should do more. Like okay, I'm sure the Warncliffe one sold out within a day. So that just means there was a whole other population of people trying to get them that can't get them. And I just don't like that. You know, I don't want to get a knife or let me say it in a couple different ways. I don't want to get a knife and not want to use it because I can't get it again. I don't want to get a knife and or want to get a knife but can't get it because I didn't get it within 4.5 minutes. I just hate that, man. I wish they would just keep doing them. If you're gonna do them for like a whole year straight and just continue to make them and then stop making them, or like 2 years or something like that. Don't just do a 200 run, or I don't know. How many of those are they making? Do you guys know? What the hell's going on with this? Oh, I enjoyed your sharpening videos about the sharpening angles. Wanted to leave a comment, but I was driving at the time. It's all good. I appreciate it, bud. Yeah, somebody asked me to make that. I've done videos like that before on the angles, and I could have gotten into deeper, like into like grits and when convexing is appropriate and all that, but the video would have been so long. And I've also done videos on that subject too. Having a large feldspar fully modded. Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. And if you guys don't know what the feldspar is, here's one right here. The CGRB feldspar. These things are super snappy. I never tried the large one, but I know it's badass. But it's really cool getting knives like that in that price range, because then you can add $40, $50, $80 worth of mods to it, make it a little bit more expensive, but it's not breaking the bank, and you can kind of make it yours. I like doing that personally. All right, sprint runs are dumb. Where'd it go? Q1 Fiend says sprint runs are dumb. They'd sell twice the number if they made them. Yeah, I don't like them either. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't mind them. I don't care that they make them and people buy them. You know, that's awesome. I think people should have the opportunity to buy the color they want or whatever. That's cool. I just personally don't like to buy them. I don't buy them because I don't want a knife that, if I was going to get one, I'd want to get 2 of them or something. And it's not that I don't like, because I don't mind having them, but I don't want a knife that I can't replace if I wanted to buy another one, or that I can't recommend. So that's another thing, especially for the channel. So if you get a knife and you get it on the channel, you review it. And this is specifically talking about the channel, not me personally. But I do a video and then I have 50 comments like, yeah, where can I get that? Oh, I can't get that? Oh, okay. And it's just a big letdown for a lot of people. Now, personally, for me, I love to have it. It's awesome. But it doesn't do the channel any good if they're gone in 2 seconds. Now, it does for one video. Let me rephrase it. It does for one video. So right when they come out, it's great. So right when they hit the scene, yeah, it's awesome. But 2 weeks later, it's done. Like, there's no point on to make any more videos on it because they're gone. Aside from the one review you'll do on it. You can't do one a year from now, though, because, only 200 people have them or were able to get them, or however many. Imagine if you're a knife shop and you can sell out 900 to 1200 an hour every time there's a sprint run. Must be great for them. Absolutely. That's why I don't know why just do them for a year. Like Benchmade. I think Benchmade does their so-called sprint runs for a year. And then they, so you have a whole year of an opportunity to get them. So if you want them, you can say, okay, I want them. I'm going to save up for the next 3 months and I'll buy it. But when you just drop oh, here's 1,000 of them, and then you go to get one, gone with the wind. Bree says, if you carry around a random piece of leather and give it a fancy name, you might be a knife nut. That's hilarious. I know, you know, like some of the knives in our collection, when they have a name, you know, there's something special. Or if they don't wind up getting an, and you, most of them have a name or wind up getting a name. I mean, there's ones that we have recently that haven't been named yet, but you can be damn sure they will have a name. And it's kind of like going like between me and Kara, like I'd be like, hey, grab the knife, and she'd be like, which one, you know? And you know, just to like try to say, you know, which one without actually saying which one. What's the difference between a woman's argument? Wait, hold on. What's the difference between a woman's argument and a knife? The knife has a point. Nice. If you need to know, where'd it go? If you need to know every steel and its properties, you might be a knife nut. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if you hear the steel, like, oh, what steel is that? Austin. Well, how many cuts of rope can it do before it loses edge retention? You might be a knife nut. For sure. Monster says, unless the name is a piece of shit, not so special then. Yeah, that's usually the name of the ones. Oh, man. Once you guys see that unboxing tomorrow, you guys are going to see a piece of shit. And I talked about it a couple weeks ago that I agreed to a company to do a video on one of their knives. And the worst case scenario, because I figured it wasn't that great, I agreed to it because I figured the worst case scenario, I can just give it away. You know, I can give it to somebody, whatever. And it's not really that bad, but it's not great. And it's not really a knife I really want on the channel, but it will definitely be a fun review. But I am a man of my word, so I will make them a video of me using it. They'll probably put my name on it, and that's okay because lo and behold, I will have a review on it. So anybody sees that clip and actually wants to know what Neeves Knives thinks of that knife, they can watch the review. And then they will see the honesty instead of just, because I know what they'll probably do. They'll probably take a clip and put it in their, like an ad or something. I just hope they don't use like the phrase, like put something like Neeves Knives recommends this knife, because if you watch the review, you'll know that's not true. If you ever made love to a Spidey hole, you might be a knife nut. If you ever finger banged a Spidey hole, you might be a knife nut. Why won't this stay down at the bottom? It's not a Z Hunter. To be honest, I don't even know the damn name of it. I'd show you guys, but you guys won't watch the damn unboxing then. You guys won't watch. You guys see what that is? I'm sure you guys can. It's okay. A joke works both ways, really. Absolutely, absolutely. It's all humor here, so it doesn't matter what you're joking about. It can always go the other way around. You know, that's damn sure. And we laugh at both sides. Seems logical. Says Breeze, I've never defended Gerber. It's CRKT that is the crappy company I like. I think there's always going to be models that we like that come from a crappy company. You know, they're gonna, you know, like when you swing for the fence a fucking 1,000 times, you're gonna catch a bunter. You're gonna tip the ball every once in a while and get something decent. Imagine not having a sense of humor. I can't. Sometimes, like when I listen to some people or the things that they get upset about, and it just blows my mind. Like, you took that seriously, or you took that way, and it just makes me feel bad for them, because I love to laugh, man. I love a good sense of humor, like laughing about even the dumb things and the crazy things and the messed up things. And sometimes I know there's like this, I guess you'd call it a sick sense of humor, when you take something that's not funny and make it funny. But I personally can laugh at stuff like that, even though in reality, like it's something I hate or despise or whatever, I can still laugh about it because I understand there's a difference between reality and a fucking joke, you know? Because that's where, you know, the lines get blurred, is when people take a serious topic that is serious and it's not a joking matter, but then they attach it to the humorous part of it that's not reality. It's the joke about it. you know. I don't know, Lacey. He's your boy and all. Where'd it go? Man, I keep losing these comments. I don't know what's going on. Broke clock, right twice a day. Absolutely, absolutely. Hit that like button, peeps. Thank you, Russ. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Not sure. Someone said Civivi's Damascus is mostly 9CR, but some D2. Maybe I misunderstood. So the way I understand it, and let me be clear. So the pintail I got recently, the Civivi pintail, they're made in S35VN. When I read some forums on them, they were saying that their Damascus on that model was S35VN. But then I heard other people saying, no, their Damascus is 9CR. Now, I know in the past, their Damascus was all 9CR. I know that. But what about their S35VN model? Is that still 9CR then if you get the Damascus? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, but I don't know. But I know most of their Damascus is a 9CR mixture. I don't know what the other steel is. It could be D2. I'm not sure. Usually the way they do it, well, I guess I can't say usually, but a lot of times they usually do like a stainless with a non-stainless. They just need two types of steel that will mix good together and create a different pattern when they etch it. Yep, some things are just funny, even if it's a little inappropriate. Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why we have to have that, like save the comedians type thing, like where you got to allow comedians to be able to speak their mind and speak their jokes. Like they can't be canceled for dumbass shit because that's the humor. Like that's the beautiful thing is that people can joke about serious things, and if you don't like it, don't listen. But don't you don't want to hurt their right of freedom of speech, just because your butt hurts. Because you'd hate for it when it's you now trying to say something and somebody's butt gets hurt, right? And you don't want to have to be silenced. What about the cheaper knives that have Damascus, but on the edge on the knife there is no pattern? So there is such thing as fake or phony Damascus, where basically it's just an etching. So what they do is they just take a regular steel and they put a pattern on it, like say with nail polish. They put a pattern on it and then they etch it. So when they take the stuff off, it looks like it's Damascus. It actually looks, and you can even feel it. Hey, Shane, thanks, bud. Where's my bell? Thank you, bud. Outpost 76 tested Civivi's 9CR and it did very well. Yeah, I think their 9CR does good too. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for showing up. I love you. I will talk to you later. I already lost her comment. There it goes. Bang. Thank you, Mom. Love you. Have a good night. I own it. Well, all right. I'm super anti-knives. Metallica is super anti-knife. Thank you, Shane, for the donation, man. I really appreciate it, but I really do, because our right now our analytics are a little low, you should say, and a massive, massive help to our analytics staying at a level of which we can put the money into the channel. Everything comes from these lives and comes from your guys' donations. So like I can always tell like when when they've been high and when they've been low based on that number. And I appreciate all the donations, man. That's definitely what helps us stay at a point of which we can put money into the channel. And thank you, man. I appreciate it. But okay, so the acid etch though, but yeah, so it still feels like it's real Damascus, and it has an actual etching, but that's just fake. So it just depends. Now really cheap Damascus that I've seen, which has been real Damascus, really soft Damascus, it's mixed, however they fucking mix their Damascus, but it's not heat treated, or at least it's on the softer end, and it's just straight garbage. Literally, when you start using it, or if you do something with it, they'll start peeling apart from each other. So instead of being connected, the layers will start peeling apart and will literally break off. You just sharpen it, you'll feel the difference. Like when you do a good Damascus, it has to mix properly, and the heat treat has to be very similar when they heat treat it. Otherwise, one will heat treat different than the other. They won't have a good bond, and it winds up becoming chaotic. Yeah, Pacam. How do you pronounce that? Pacamaskis. I love it. Seems logical. Says real Damascus has been lost to time. It used to be a closely guarded Arabic secret, but the people who knew how to make it are all dead. So we've been trying to recreate it, but it's not as good as the original. Now, I would agree and disagree. So, and my disagreement would be that we have Damasteel. Damasteel is a powdered version of Damascus, which makes it to where it's like, instead of being like layers, it actually becomes one bar, which is the highest form of Damascus you can get, is when it's all one solid bar rather than being layers, and the layers being separate. Since it's a powdered steel, all the powder really mixes together. You still get the etching effect, but it's the etching effect, but it's so solid. Like when you sharpen it, it sharpens really good. Like real Damasteel, the RWL 34 takes a nasty edge when you sharpen it. But I do agree, though, that there are a lot of companies trying to do Damascus and shouldn't. It's not. I'm not a huge fan of Damascus, to be honest. I like Damasteel. Damasteel is cool because I like the properties of it and the reasoning behind it. But Damascus, this Damascus is a fun conversation. Yeah, 25 to knife is probably, you guys are fucking idiots. But I do think, though, it is kind of, I'm not going to say played out, but I think so many people think that it's better than it is. Like I've been to a knife shop. This was a long time ago. I went to a knife shop, and I knew, a thing or two about knives at the time, but it was a long time ago. And he pulls out this Damascus knife, and he's talking about it like it's a brick of gold, like making it seem like the steel is so much better than other steel, and it's so hard to do. And it wasn't, man. It was just a cheap, Damascus knife, probably a Pakistani Damascus knife. He was just trying to sell it. But so many people look at it like that. Do you know, I used to have a shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, side by side with a Damascus barrel. Now, I know that that's not a great thing, but this was very old. It was over 100 years old. I think it was like, I don't remember how old it was, but it was very, very old at the time. I think it had, I forget what type of stock it had. It was like a reddish stock. Anyways, the point is that it had a Damascus barrel, which I know the problem with that is that, if your load, if your shotgun, shell is too powerful, it can blow the steel apart. And that's why I think they stopped using Damascus for barrels now, but it's shot. That's fine. I mean, you just don't want to use, hot loads or anything. But yeah, it was beautiful, though. That was the point. It was beautiful. I actually gave it to my dad before he passed away for his birthday. Pakistan does not like to make shoddy quality and sell it like it was a master craftsman. Yes, they contact me all the time trying to sell me their knives. Can't we just call it pattern welded Damascus? Is such a buzzword. Yeah. Suka, born every day. Damascus just looks cool. Yeah, sometimes it does. It's just sometimes it can be played out to me. Sometimes it is cool. I think when it's done right, it's kind of like this, right? Like you go into a gas station and you see those knives that are not Damascus, but they're like made to look like it, kind of, where it's just metal, but it's like they're like painted and they have like that oil look, versus looking at real Mokatai or something like that, right? The Mokatai is beautiful, but it's real. The other stuff is not, but it has a similar look. Now, the one is badass because of the processes and how beautiful it is and how well it's done. But the other stuff you see, and it looks like shit to you. Sometimes that's the way I look at Damascus, where when it's done right and it's done by the right type of company and everything else, then I'm looking at it like that's badass. But half the time I look at it and I already know like it's not to the quality that it should be. That's a shame. Arabic swords are cool. Sham shears and kyber knives. Cool. I think they have a lot of really cool weapons. Do you guys remember what the hell was it called? Q and Fiend says nothing wrong with VG10. No, I like VG10. But oh, what was it called? Where they fought like the Deadliest Warriors. Do you guys remember that? Deadliest Warriors? Lacey, thank you. 58 people watching, only 40 likes. Hit that like button, people. It's free. Lacey, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like I said before, the donations are a massive help to our channel, and for us to get any profit at all, a lot of it has to do with the donations. So thank you so much. Since we have hit 40, I guess I can show a little Rockstead action. Let's see if we can put it over on the knife cam. But the Damascus, really quick though, there was an episode where it was some Arabic fighter, but they were showing some of the Arabic weapons. They're badass. They were really badass. All right, the knife cam, add to stream. Now let's remove. Nope. Bang. Move this out of the way. And bang, banger. Oh, there's a smudge on her. Now we got to get the old knife wipe out. The old knife wipe. Give her a little wipe down. Wipe it down. Oh, yeah. She did get a lot smoother, though. Can't flick it on the table. I wanted to put a thing down on this because I don't like putting knives down on hard surfaces, especially knives like this. It is wood, though, so I'm not really too worried about it, but I couldn't find a pad that would go the whole way, so we're just going to have to deal with the plastic for today. I just won't put the knives down too much. Very badass. But yeah, that Deadliest Warrior show was badass. They were showing all kinds of really cool weapons from all around the world. KPL or grease. I think the KPL heavy is a little bit better, but the grease is definitely great for certain phosphor bronze knives, especially like Chris Reeves knives that have the pockets in the phosphor bronze washer. Some knives I think just do better with grease because, well, let me be clear. You're supposed, the way I always heard it was that you want to use a grease on washers, oil on bearings. That's why you would oil, say, your detent ball and grease your washer, because washers are very flat and they're pressed tight. So they need that the grease in between them for the friction. Oil is thinner, so it needs to coat, if that makes sense. Thank you, Nordra. Definitely need that 70s. Wait, what are the bearings? Use grease. See, I don't like grease on bearings because they make them slow. I couldn't tell you how many knives I've stripped the grease from them and put oil on them, and they run 5 times better, if not more than that. Because bearings, like I said, the oil coats the bearing and it rolls. Grease is more it's heavy, so if it coats the bearing, it's not going to roll properly. It's gonna get held up and stop, and it's thicker, so I can't agree with that. I was taught growing up, if it is the part slides, wait, what up, if it the part slides, grease it. If it rolls, oil it. Right there, that's exactly what I was just saying. Yep, that's exactly what I was taught, 25 to knife, exactly what I was taught. And I was taught by some very smart men, especially in mechanics and construction, That's what I was raised by. I was raised by, everybody, from mechanics to construction workers. I put Chris Reeves knives grease on my bearing knives. Maybe I'm wrong. I think you are wrong, bud. You should definitely use oil. You'll see a massive difference, especially if you use KPL. I would use KPL light on regular bearings, and then the KPL heavy if you were going to do like washers or like a detent track or something. I mainly use KPL, but the nano oil my Norson came with is quite good too. Yeah, Knife Sergeant. I actually bought some. I don't know if it's the same kind. It looks like the same kind that they provide, but from Blade HQ. Blade HQ used to sell the tube. It looks just like the one that comes with the Norseman. And I bought that stuff. That stuff was really good. It wasn't as good as KPL though, because I didn't do a video on it, but I did test out that between KPL and that one. I had them both at the same time. I actually broke one of those one time. I was squeezing it and the thing just shattered. Monster says, just use some Quaker State 10W30. That's hilarious. Steve says, yeah, it's crazy how well it works, Chase. And he is right, Chase. It does work really, really good. It is amazing because there was a time when KPL first came out and everybody is raving about KPL. And, I was stuck in my ways. I had my, my container of oil. And I had like a ton of different types of oil. I was like, yeah, fucking oil for days. I used Remington oil, gun oil, all kinds of stuff. And that's what I used. And everybody kept raving about the KPL. And I was like, it's not going to be any better. But once I got it, I realized it is better. It's designed for knives. It's designed for bearings. Not just that. It also smells good. Oil has a smell to it that makes your knife smell like a tool. And then when you cut something up, then that thing smells like it. It gets on your hands. It gets on your micarta and shit like that. The KPL smells. There's no smell to it. None at all. So it's actually pretty nice to use because, you get it on something and it doesn't smell like oil for days. You don't have your old lady saying, wash your fucking hands, you smell like Earl. Human Fiend says for dirt cheap oil, synthetic 2-stroke. Works great too. I came close to buying KPL on Amazon, Steve. You should. It's $12, but it will last you probably years. I've had mine since I've had my one bottle for way over a year. And I still have, from this big of a bottle, I have about this much left still. So, I mean, it'll last you about 2 years probably. And then if you got the thick stuff too, it's a good investment because it lasts for, you only need a little tiny dot. I think KPL has a kind of cinnamon smell. Yeah, I think it actually does. I think it's supposed to have, we're going to sit here and snort some KPL. Yeah. It does have a cinnamon smell. You're right. It is like a cinnamon smell. It kind of smells like a cinnamon. It's supposed to smell good. That was one of their selling points, is that it smells good. So, maybe it's nutmeg. It's kind of, it has like that cinnamon nutmeg smell, I guess you could say. Steve says, I forgot what I bought instead. Probably a cheap knife. And I don't mean like cheap in a bad way. I just mean like I do that all the time. Like I'll be going for something and then what winds up in my cart is a fucking knife. I talked about this last week, but I didn't show it. I don't think I'm going to show it either, but I saw a Chris Reeve knife with this frag pattern. We'll go to the knife cam really quick. I seen a Chris Reeve Sabenza with this frag pattern, and it looked so awesome, like so badass. I couldn't help but just gawk at it. It looked so dope. That must be how they lube knives in Canada. Not to be a dick again, I mean, you're going to be a dick. Not to be a dick again, but you all need to look up bearing lubrication. It's nearly always grease. Granted, for knives, oil is better, but it's an exception. Well, that's the exception we're talking about then, because we're talking about knives. Like if you're talking about, okay, bearings on a car, right? Bearings on a car, they're fucking going at such a high speed, and you need it to stick. Right, you need it to stick, and you're talking about thousands of rotation a minute. It's different. So on a knife, oil just, if you want it to slide really good, and yeah, I definitely prefer oil on bearings, regardless of what they say, like on, for certain bearings. We're talking about specifically caged bearings for knives. And in that case, I've tested it many times, and yeah, you definitely want oil. Grease just slows it down. It makes it have sloppier action. It's not as fast. It's not as smooth. Not as drop sheddy. Oh. Marvin, hey, thanks, bud. Damn it, that thing's so loud. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Marvin, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that, bud. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ethan says, go Navy, US, US, US. Absolutely. It's the thermonuclear viscosity breakdown. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. So I was going to tell a story about when I was going to tell this last week, and I didn't get a chance to. I guess it's a funny story. Some people might. It's not sad, but it was a time. It was when I got arrested when I was 18, or one of the times I got arrested when I was 18. So it was around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I have an apartment. Just got my first apartment. I literally got my first apartment the first week I was 18. Had it planned 2 weeks before I turned 18. Had the deposit. Had it already. I was taking care of my dad, working construction, had my own apartment, and it was a big deal to me. I'm 18, I got my own apartment, I'm working hard, and to me it was it was in the ghetto. It was a bad apartment, like meaning the complex and everything, but it meant a lot to me, and to me it was really nice. My mom helped me out with a lot of furniture and stuff like that. I went to the thrift store, which I actually got a funny ass story about the thrift store that I went to. We'll tell that later. But so I had a bunch of stuff in my apartment. It was looking legit, I had like the bachelor pad thing going. So I'm driving home. It was my sister's birthday. I went down south to my mother's house, did her birthday, and I'm coming home. I'm back in my city now, back in my town, and I'm driving home. And I turn a corner. I'm driving a Mazda MX-6. I think it's a five or six speed manual car, but it was pretty quick, but not as fast as this cop tried to say. Anyway, so I turn this corner, and I'm driving, and this cop comes and pulls up next to me, sees I'm not wearing a seatbelt, and fucking slams behind me. I mean, he almost hits me and goes behind me, hits on his lights. I'm like, damn it. I'm literally turning, to pull over on my block. I'm in my alley. Like at the end of the alley is my apartment. And knowing what I know now, I would have finished the drive. But it was at that point to where he's going to beat my ass and accuse me of running if I don't pull over now. Right. So, but now I totally would have just finished the drive and parked it because, I'll get into it. So anyway, so he pulls me over, comes up to me and says, well, no, he just walks up and says, get out of the, no, how does he go? No, this is what he does. He goes, you were doing 55 in a 30, right? I had just turned the corner. My car couldn't have went that fast. Like there's no possible way my car could get up that fast, that quick. So I knew I wasn't doing 55. Like where he got me at, or where, he turned in, whatever, it was within a block. Like it didn't make any sense. And I would have had to have fucking punched it to get up that fast, and I wasn't, right? So I said, no, I wasn't. I said, I was doing 35 or something. And he grabs my door, opens it up, and says, get out, which is 100% illegal. He can't do that, but he did. And he yanks me out. And I happen to have, oh yeah, and he says that I didn't have a seatbelt on either. Okay, I didn't have a seatbelt on, and I was going 55 in a 30. And yanks me out and starts searching me and finds a marijuana bowl in my pocket. And so he starts arresting me and arrests me and, you know, just being a straight asshole the whole time. I mean, like the kind of prick that that everybody hates as a cop, like that kind of cop, the kind of cop that you just want to fucking slap because he's so cocky and arrogant and treating you like you're littler than him and just being a piece of crap. So he's doing all that, and he winds up towing my car, even though like I'm in my alley. Like I know he can't leave it there, but where I pulled over was actually a parking lot. He could have left it. He could have let me have somebody come and get my car. He could have done, there's so many options. And I've been in that situation many, many times where an officer has allowed me to have somebody come get my car, done whatever so that I don't get it towed, because a tow bill is outrageous. Like it's so expensive when you get your car towed. But no, this guy is a major prick. So he tows my car. Now he arrests me. I'm in the back of the car, right? We're driving to the police department. This fucking asshole doesn't have his seatbelt on. He's going 70 on the same road that we're on. And I say, hey, asshole. I said, didn't you just pull me over for the same thing that you're doing right now? And he goes, I'm trying to think how he put it. He goes, I can do what I want, boy. And he fucking starts going on the sidewalk, driving on the sidewalk. He turns and goes down into like the ditch. But we're in a city. Like this isn't like the country. So there's buildings and shit everywhere. But he's like, you know, like if you turn a corner, if you go tight to the buildings, you're going to go over the sidewalk, right? In between poles and stuff. He's doing that. He's setting it. He's just fucking just being, he knows I'm cuffed in the back. So I'm bam, 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 hitting everything in the back seat. He don't give a shit. And then you get to the police department or police station, right? You know, getting booked. And he's trying to fingerprint me, right? So normally when you go in, you know, they uncuff you, you know, because they're going to take your hands and fingerprint. And at this time, now a lot of things are electric. So it's just like a little screen. You put your hand on a clear screen and it can see your finger. You actually like put your finger on like this clear stuff, you know, so it's wet, like water or something, or alcohol. And you put your finger on the little clear screen and it can see your fingerprint. But some places, and at that time, this place did the old-fashioned fingerprint where ink and, you know, dot, you know, you smash it on ink and then you put it on the pad. So they would normally just uncuff you and, you know, and they take your hand and they do it because they want to be precise. But he's got me one cuff behind here. The other one he's got. So he's got me all cranked up like you know, crazy. And he's grabbing my fingers like distant, like trying to smash him and just being an asshole. I'm bending my fingers back and I'm not showing any pain. Like I made it fucking known. Like I ain't showing this guy a bit of fear. I'm not showing this guy a bit of anything. And he's like trying to intimidate me by doing this and cranking on my fingers and stuff. Then, so since he didn't get me to show pain, right? He didn't get me to show pain. He didn't get me to, like, I didn't flinch a bit. He goes, he starts saying I'm tensing up now. He's like, and then he says I'm tensing up, and he takes the ink pad and starts slapping me with it. Starts slapping, and I'm cuffed. There ain't nothing I can do, right? I'm cuffed. He's got my other fucking, like, you know, you're cuffed like this. Let me show you. So I'm cuffed, and he's got my hands like this. I mean, this way, like this, you know, trying to do the fucking pad. I can't do nothing, and he's fucking slapping the shit out of me. And hey, Everyday City Carry, thanks, bud. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bud. You're awesome, man. Thank you so much. everybody definitely, I hope you're subscribed to Everyday City Carry, because if you're not, just slap yourself real quick and then make sure you go sub to them. But first slap yourself, because you should damn sure be subbed to Everyday City Carry. Thank you, bud. So the cop, he's slapping me around now, being an asshole and leaving prints all over me. So I have black stuff all over me. And, fingerprints, I guess you could say. And where I'm at, because I thought about, like, man, I hope this is on camera, right? But no, it's not, because literally the corner we're in, he pulled me into like where they did the fingerprint thing is like almost like a little office, but not an office. It's like kind of like a closet, you could say, but like a long, like walk-in closet. That's where the computer and the fingerprint thing was. No camera. So he runs me, and since it's some petty shit, I can sign myself out. Here in Illinois, you can do a signature bond. Signature bonds, we don't have bail bondsmen. So like if you get arrested in North Carolina, like I did one time, you have to have a bail bondsman. You can't pay 10%. So here you can either one, sign yourself out, which means you're signed out on a signature. It means you have to show up to court and go through the process after that. Or two, you got to pay 10%, which is like, say if it's $1,000, it's gonna be $100, right? Let me get a sip. So winds up letting me go now because, or I wound up signing myself out and leaving. But I always thought about it though, man, like, because he held me, and then he wound up keeping me in there for like 4 hours or something, like something crazy, or maybe even longer, like 6-8 hours. I don't know, something ridiculous. When I'm signing myself out anyways, it's a petty misdemeanor, so it doesn't mean shit. Like here, it's literally like a slap on the wrist, that type of charge. I don't think I got it dropped, but I think I got some of the charges dropped. Anyways, the point is that at the time, man, I wanted to kill that motherfucker. Like I wanted to, like he was like the type of guy, man, I want to run into this guy on the streets now, because but yeah, it's and it's not good. Like I didn't start talking crap because I don't remember, I think this was before this, but a few months later wound up getting locked up. Same police department. My buddy is locked up, and he starts cussing, like screaming at these officers, and he's telling this one cop, he's saying, take that fucking badge off, I'll beat your ass, blah 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 blah, yada yada, all that bullshit. And we're all in there in different cells, but we can all hear each other and we're chattering, whatever. That officer says, bet. Takes his fucking badge off with 3 other officers. They all took their badge off, walked in there, and stomped dude out right in the cell. And we could hear it. There's nothing we could do. Like we're screaming, like trying to talk shit to stop the cops from beating my buddy to pieces. When we wound up getting out, he had boot marks on his back, cleat marks on his face. He was all fucked up. And all he was doing, and he was talking shit to the cop. Like, you're a bitch, I'll whoop your ass, if you didn't have that badge, yada, yada. So that cop was like, all right, bet. How about me and my homies? Talica says, my great-great-grandfather was Mia at sea. Maya? I don't know what that means. At sea. And then his son, my great-grandpa, was drowned as well. MIA. I get it. I'm sorry. MIA. Missing in action at sea. And then his son, my great-grandpa, was drowned as well. I'm not fully aware of the story. My uncle was telling me I never met my grandpa because he died too young. Sad story, man. Sorry to hear that. I got, just like everybody, 2 grandpas. I also have my step family too. But one of my grandpas, I knew pretty well. He was an alcoholic, but my other grandpa, on my dad's side, passed away. He had a heart attack at the same room that my dad died in, actually, when I was 6 months old. So I didn't get to meet him either. I knew my grandma very well, though. Very, very well. Hey, not DG. Thank you, bud. Thank you so much, bud. I appreciate that. goodbye for the money he had. He treat problems in the past, but I'm sure they figured it out. They have great customer service. I'm not sure who we're talking about. Ding, ding, ding. I'll have to go back. I applied for the Army and took the oath. Never shipped off. Ethan says, thanks to anyone in here who served or family members who did US. Yeah, I agree. I definitely grateful to everybody who has served. I really appreciate it. And, you know, they got my utmost respect. Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely hold them on a high pedestal, meaning, you know, like of respect because of, you know, doing that for the country. And, you know, a lot of people do it for different reasons, but, you know, I just, you know, hope that the majority, which all the ones that I've ever met, all take their what they, not just what they signed up for, but their oath of the Constitution and protecting the Constitution very serious. And, you know, I can highly respect that. Ethan says, not sure if you know, I enlisted with the Navy leaving June 15th. I didn't know you were leaving June 15th, but I did know you enlisted. And that's awesome, man. Definitely good luck. And I, you know, hope you're safe out there and everything goes well for you. I really do. I hope it's a great thing that, meaning like, I hope it benefits you in a massive way. Blame Dexter says, you'd have to hold my hand through it again. I don't know what we're talking about. Matt Lambert says, 4 years infantry. Salute to you, brother. That's awesome, man. Very awesome. He says, wow, Ethan, I will be thinking of you. John Rost says. Knife Sergeant says, I've been in the Air Force over 12 years now, only 8 to go. Salute to you, Knife Sergeant. Salute to you. That's amazing. Amazing. Mrs. Rang, how much shit did I get for contradicting myself? Ethan says, thanks, and thanks to the community. You're welcome. But thank you. How about that? Thank you. I just asked the trivia, Master Q and Fiend, who is DG? If not, DG isn't DG. Ooh, well, I'll say one thing. He's not DG. Ethan says, go Air Force as well. Blade Brigade comes in. I have returned, you fucking morons. Or mofos. He said mofos. I said morons. What's up, bud? Just got done talking a couple jail stories. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell that story about the thrift store. So which I didn't have planned or anything, so I'm gonna have to pull up some damn memories. This was before I went to jail when I was getting ready for the apartment. You know, I just got in the apartment, so I'm going to thrift stores, you know, getting some pre-owned furniture. And I go in this place and I see this table. I want it bad. Like, it looks good. It's got like that lacquer finish, that dark cherry look with the real shiny lacquer finish. And I think it was like $15, right in my price range. So I said, yep, gotta get that, right? I bring it up to the front. I pay for it. Okay, I pay for it. I got it. I'm walking it out to my ride. And this lady pulls up out of nowhere with like 15 kids in the car. And she's like, wait. She's freaking out. And she's like, the manager said he'd hold that for me and all this yin yang. And she was talking all this crap. Like, she was trying to be a sweetheart. You know, she's like, I asked him to hold it for me. He said he would. I think she even paid like $5 more for it or something. Anyways, so I'm sitting there and she's trying to like give me the guilt trip. She's got all her kids hanging out the window staring at me. And, you know, I'm thinking like, I need this, like I had it all set up in my head where it was going. And this is not one of my best moments. Let me just say that this is not one of my best moments. I was kind of a dick. So she's like, I'll go get the manager and prove it, this and that, and I say, yeah, go get him. And then she goes, you're not gonna leave, are you? And I just looked at her and I said, I might. I feel like such an asshole. She goes, asshole, and fucking stomps her way inside. I took off. I wanted the table so bad. Oh, this was my first place, man. I had it set up in my head where I needed it. It matched something else I had. And I had already carried it all the way out there. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have. This is the thing, is that I'm the type of guy that 99.999% of the time, I would have given it to her. I would have paid for it and gave it to her. She had 15 kids in a Suburban. But this was one of my shittier moments, and I was kind of skeegy. I don't remember why exactly I did it. I think it was because some way she was talking to me or something, like just made me think, like, I don't remember. Some way she was acting some kind of way that I don't remember if I thought she was bullshitting or lying, or if like she was just being snotty and I was like, nah, bitch. But I don't remember. But I do remember I did that last part where, I was like, I might. And she was pissed. I bet you could have sold it to her. Probably. I think she said she gave the manager an extra $5 to hold it. And she was trying to buy it from me. I basically, like, I'll go get the money right now from the manager, whatever. But yeah, this is the thing, is that, yeah, we do all have asshole moments. That was one of mine. But it looked like it was worth way more than the $15 I spent. Looking around in the place, I saw tables that were somewhat similar or in shittier condition for $30-$40. So to me, it was like, this is a score and a half. 15 kids. She's got bigger problems than losing the table. I know. But that guilt feeling when you're thinking, like, man, she's got 15 kids. And in the back of my head, I'm like, they're just going to scratch the shit out of this thing. With all the kids jumping off my table. She's going to get it home. It's going to get scratched the first day. I had that thing for years. For years, I had that thing. I always buffed it up and made it look really nice. It was a nice table. The walk of shame. But yeah, she did have, and that's where she pulled that kid thing, where you got all your kids staring out the window with the puppy eyes. Ding, ding, ding. Like, that's the way it was. Oh, of every age group. More like nice moments. Bree says, I have asshole moments daily. Oh. Anyone here collect knives? I don't, this isn't a knife collecting channel, bud. We don't do knives over here. Not here. Oh, snap. The USMC fighter. Whoo. It's definitely getting so much smoother. And what else do we got sitting here? Ooh, the 8015 Joker edition. Oh, I thought about trying to find some scales for this in green micarta. Have you guys heard of any aftermarket scales for the 8015? I don't know if you guys have heard of any, but if you guys have, let me know. For green micarta scales, I don't know if any company makes them specifically, as I know they have runs that are in green micarta. That's what made me think about it, was because I saw some in green micarta and I was like, oh man, if I could find some aftermarket ones, like, obviously I'd still keep these. A folder is a fixed blade. A folder is a fixed blade. This is Storytime Channel, DJ. You're in the wrong place, Wallaby says. I don't collect. I hoard. Big difference. That is a big difference, right? Collecting's when you first get into it. We're beyond that. We're to the point of unhealthy. That's what we should call unhealthy collecting. What kind of knife collector are you? You could call it an unhealthy knife collector. uh, Cereal is a soup. You guys ever had cold soup? On Me and Kara I've actually been twice on a cruise. Me and Kara for our honeymoon went on a cruise to 4 different countries, and on the cruise it was oh man, I can't think of the name of it now. Anyways, the point is that on the cruise they had cold soups, and what it was like a cream in a bowl, and they dropped this little cube. Like there's different kinds. Like there's a mango one, there's a cherry one, in the cube it's like a little cube of cherries that are like pressed into like a little disc. They drop it in that cream and you stir it up and it breaks up into the cream. But it's delicious. It's so good, so good. I love milk though, and like cream, and I think you'd have to like milk, to enjoy it. But me, man, I'm raised on milk. I'm like 60% milk, so I love it. When you sit in your office and you look to your left and you see over 50 knives, you're no longer a collector. You're a hoarder. What's the max limit that counts as too many? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. Oh, shit up. Oh, shit. What up, Ray? Oh, we got Lindy Lou in the house, too. Or Richie, one of the two. Knife Modders. I sent somebody over to you guys the other day. Where'd this go? You drink a glass of milk with dinner? Damn right I do. Shit, I'll drink milk right now. I love me some milk. Like I said, I'm part milk. Milk's I don't understand why you can't like milk. I honestly can't. That's like if you said I don't drink water, I'd say, well, you know what, man, you're gonna die early because water's good for you. So is milk. Like my protein shakes, Ray. You say you drink your protein shakes with water? That would be fucking disgusting. Like mix it with milk, you get way more protein, because there's milk-based proteins. So to me, like my protein even says, the protein shakes I drink even says, like you can mix it with water, obviously, you can do whatever you want. But to get the highest potential of protein or whatever in calories and everything, you mix it with milk, whole milk, to be specific. It tastes like dirty milk. What? It tastes like dirty milk titties. No thanks. I drink mine with water. We don't have milk in my apartment. I know, man. It's because you know what? Calcium, and you get some calcium through your milk. I couldn't survive without milk. Like, what do you eat your cereal with? I haven't been eating cereal lately. I love cereal. Don't get me wrong. I love cereal. But I've been trying to eat a lot more healthier. A lot of proteins. I'm trying to bulk a little bit. Like I'm not trying to just bulk, but I work out at like 4 or 5 times a week, and I try to keep a high protein intake and a high calorie intake. At least I try. I'm not good with it though, man. I have such a fast metabolism. The hardest thing for me to do is gain weight. I am very difficult at gaining weight, so it's very hard for me to it's not hard for me to get muscle. It's just hard for me to bulk. So, but always working at it though. I don't have cereal either. I eat so clean. I shit Clorox. It's an eating disorder at this point. I know what you mean. There's been a lot of things that I've cut out of my diet too. Like with sugar, cereal's one of them. I was allowing myself 1 bowl a week. But I eat oatmeal instead. So I usually eat a bowl of oatmeal every morning-ish. I have eggs and I have protein, with my eggs and meat. And then I have oatmeal, which is another really good way to help bulk up. And it's very beneficial for bulking and lifting and stuff like that. So Oh hell no, Jared. Just eat more. I know that's the problem. I can't. Like it's like I'm so difficult. Look, put it this way: I eat and drink protein shakes with my meals in order to try to gain or bulk or whatever. One, I can't eat enough. I'm trying. I'm trying to stretch my stomach, but it's just not. It's not like possible. I'm trying. I'm trying. Um, I know your metabolism changes, I think like every 7 to 10 years or something. So I don't know. But I'm still working at it though, man. Um, pasta, over 1,500 calories. Yeah. I like to eat, I'll be honest, I like to eat uh healthy carbs. Um, I try to eat most things in my diet. I try to make sure that they're, pretty much healthy, mostly healthy. Like I obviously cheat. I don't give a fuck if I cheat because I don't care about bulking. So I don't care about it, but I want more healthy things in my system. So I try not to eat high sugar stuff because I get lots of sugar in my energy drinks, my coffee, and my oatmeal. So, um, you need to cook tastier meals. It makes overeating an easier task. I know what you mean, but it's not that, dude. I'm telling you, man. I've ate like a horse since I was a kid. Um, Jared White says, same here. I cannot gain until my fiance got pregnant going in March 16th to 8th induction for St. Patrick's Day baby packed on 15 pounds of sympathy weight. You know, it's weird you said that. My dad did the same thing when my dad was like thin like me when my mom got pregnant. He actually did a bet too where he got big, but my dad bulked up after my mom got pregnant with my sister, which is older than me. Knife Modder says, I just add butter. Everything will taste amazing. Yeah, I do like me some butter too. Bree says, I just eat Ming Toy every day. Fuck, man. I wish I could eat Ming Toy. We got a place that's, you know what's crazy is that there's a place kind of close to here that's really close to Ming Toy quality. It tastes so similar. Some of the things you would think were Ming Toy, but it's not Ming Toy. But man, it's delicious. Now you guys got me fucking hungry. I'm about to go grab me a protein shake now just to fill my stomach. Butter and bacon. Butter and bacon. I love me some bacon, man. I'll eat this shit out of some bacon. Peanut butter, 2,200 calories per tank. Yes, peanut butter is a good way to get calories, or eat a Cheesecake Factory. The whole damn menu is meals over 1,000 calories. Yeah, you know what one problem is affording the damn shit. When you're trying to bulk up or trying to eating healthy, bulking up or anything like that, it's expensive. It's not cheap. So I try to find the healthiest, most calories, protein, and the type of calories too, because I don't want just fucking shit calories. I want calories that help my workouts, that give me energy, that, that do help with muscle tissue and growth and stuff like that. But it's not cheap, man. Not cheap at all. If you like the bug out, repeat after me. Death to bug out. Oh yeah, bacon with sides of bacon. Oh, where'd it go? Oh yeah, bacon with sides of bacon, and for dessert, more bacon. I agree, man. I eat the crap out of bacon. I love me some bacon. I know that damn grease ain't good for you, but damn it, I love it. Going to start going to expensive buffets so that way you get the value for the money. I don't eat out almost ever. Me and Kara, we order maybe once a month, every couple months we'll order something, but I don't eat out really ever. I mostly just cook at home. I can't say that because I do. There's like a taco joint not too far from here. I'll go and have some, but it's real Mexican tacos. So, I love me some real Mexican food. Not like Taco Bell. I like Taco Bell too, but I'm just saying like real authentic Mexican food, just like real authentic Chinese food is so much better than the BS places. Um, Bacon tastes best on a BLT. I'll take it. However, I'll take it on a BLT with sides of bacon. What? Damn, baby, you're killing it, killing it, killing it. Okay, another story time. Chicken parm subs are where it's at. You guys are making me hungry as shit, man. I knew I should have ate before coming on here. So this one has a little bit to do with Breeze. So I think I told this story a long time ago. I don't know if I told it on live. I might have, but regardless, maybe not. I think I did though. Blade Brigade says, "Hey, Kara."
Hey! Why is he always come when I'm not there? Is that intentional?
He calls me, he texts me and says that Kara's not on tonight, right? I say no, and he says, "I'll be there then." So, it's about the time when I sprained my neck. So, Breeze and his parents, they have at the time had a concrete business, and I think I'm like 16 years old or something, 16, 17, something like that. My dad wasn't hurt yet, I don't think. Anyways, point is, I was doing concrete, and I was working up in the loft. So there's a big ass shop, and like how a loft is, you gotta go up to the loft, and below the loft is a bunch of office cubicles, you could say. It's the office. So I'm up there. Well, part of the loft isn't finished. There's no flooring, so it's just rafters, right? So I'm up there and I have to move all this heavy ass shit. We had like cubicle walls that we were storing up there. And, I had the forklift going and, brought a bunch of stuff up there and was hauling stuff up there. Anyway, so I had to move stuff around up there. And I'm tired as shit, beat up. Probably didn't sleep the day before because like I was also going through insomnia for a long time where I didn't sleep. I had sleep paralysis for years and years and years. I still suffer from it, not as bad as I did through my 20s, but I still have it. But anyways, so I'm tired as fuck carrying all this shit, and I'm up there, and my brain suddenly must have forgot that there's no floor behind me. So I'm dragging this cubicle wall up in this loft, and while I'm dragging it, bam, right through the floor, and I fall through it, and the rafters scrape up my back, like right up my back, and my legs fall through the ceiling in the office. And one of our cousins, I don't know, she said she thought later on, she told me, she said she thought some people were like coming through the roof, like to rob the place or something. Like they're coming through the roof. That's just what she told me. Anyways, so I wound up like catching myself, but not before I was injured, right? And the boards took the skin off my back, and I sprained my neck, but I had whiplash, so I wasn't hurt yet. Next day, I'm hurt bad. Like there's no skin on my back. I'm fucked up. And I wasn't gonna work. But one of my team members, like somebody I worked with every day, came and got me and was begging me to come to work. And he's begging me to come work. I'm like, man, I can't. I'm fucked up. But I did anyways, and I had not slept yet. So I had not fallen asleep yet. Okay. We had to get up and leave at like 4 a.m. So like I probably had just laid down or something, or was trying to sleep and couldn't, whatever. The point is that I didn't sleep yet. He comes and gets me. I wind up going to work the next day. Okay. I worked the next day. This is the way whiplash is though. Whiplash doesn't kick in right away. It kicks in a day or two later. It usually kicks in after you rest. So anyway, so that night I did sleep. I laid down, went to sleep, and I woke up. And when I woke up stuck looking to the right. Could not move my neck at all. I was literally stuck like this. Well, right when I opened my eyes, I went to get up. My whole body just got paralyzed. And I fell to the ground. Like, I'm talking about screaming fucking pain. Like, you can't walk, can't sit, can't do nothing. I'm stuck like this. And I can't move. Like I'm freaking out. Like I'm like, Breeze comes down and checks on me. And sees I'm all fucked up, and is basically like, take the day off or whatever. I know he didn't realize like to the extent of my injury. Nobody would have, like how could you, like the next day I worked and everything. but that's the way whiplash is. So I wound up going to the emergency room. And when I went to the emergency room, they were like, yeah, you sprained your neck. And they couldn't do anything because you can't put a brace on me. My neck stuck sideways. So for 2 weeks, I was stuck looking to the right. Everywhere I went, like I didn't go anywhere. I just stayed bedridden. But the couple times when some, homies would come by or friends would come by and smoke a blunt or something, I was young. I'd be stuck sitting in the car looking out the window. As I couldn't even see them. So they'd be over here in the driver's seat and I'd be stuck looking out the window. Everywhere I went, walking around, just looking to the right. And it sucked, man. It sucked. Like not being able to look straight. Not like to look straight, I'd have to turn. And it was so horrible. And if I even attempted to look any other direction, it would cripple me. I'm talking about straight cripple me. It was so much pain. Like I said, I was stuck for 2 weeks like that, and it was not fun. I was messed up. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna strip down really quick. Jared White, let everybody read this. Jared White says, yes, flipped my truck on way to work one morning. Still went into work in the full day. Next day, no way in hell I was going to work or even getting out of bed. Yeah, that's the way mine was. Like, once you really sleep and get some rest, that's when the whiplash really kicks in. That's when you, everything affects you. And that's what happened to me. And, I've had lots of injuries like that before where I do something and it's the next day, like, or the 2 days later that you're really hurt. And you've always heard that, like, where you'll injure yourself and somebody's like, you think you're in pain now, wait till tomorrow, because that's when your body's trying to heal it and your body's, in pain trying to heal. When I got shot in the eye, I ruptured my eyeball and was blind for 2 months. No, wait, I was blind, strictly blind, couldn't see nothing for a month, even though it was in one eye. My other eye showed sympathy, so I was actually blind in both. I could see barely out of one, but it was so blurry you'd just say it was blind. And I think it was like 100% blind for a couple weeks, and then like after a month, I started really getting some of the vision back. And when I did get my vision back, though, everything was blue and I could see everything was in shapes. Nothing was like everywhere I looked was little circles. Your whiplash story sounds familiar to what I had happened to me in football. I got knocked around from practice and was super stiff for like 3 days afterwards. Yeah, I think we all have crazy injury stories. Mine, it lasted for a lot longer than 2 weeks. It's just I was stuck looking right for 2 weeks. It was so painful. And the thing was when I was 14, I injured my back. So I had already dealt with a major injury from some ligaments in my back. It stopped me from being able to walk. I was actually bedridden for like a month or something, maybe longer. And when I started being able to walk, I couldn't walk upright. I walked like this. I wasn't standing straight. I was walking like this, and had to see a back doctor for 6 months. Breeze asks, 25 to knife, where are you from? I'm in Wisconsin, just south of Milwaukee. Seems logical. Says, couldn't move my neck and my back was stiff. My mom was yelling at me to go to practice anyways. She was pissed when I said I wasn't going, but it was the right move at the time. Yeah, I think like my dad was like that, like walk it off, you're fucking walking shit off. So like I would get to the point where I would be so injured and I should probably be in the hospital and wouldn't go just because I thought that was like the more tougher thing to do. That was being a man. I remember Breeze's dad one time. We were riding dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. We always did. And I flipped my bike and Breeze actually ran me over with a 4-wheeler and I was all fucked up. Could barely walk. I come limping up the hill like, all messed up, skins off my legs. And he said something to me. He goes, "Oh, I knew it." And then like he's looking at me. He's like, how's he put it? He goes, "Oh, he's growing a vagina." He's like, "What are you, a pussy?" And it fucking made me get right back on that motorcycle and go crash again. I literally got on the bike and I was so injured that I wound up going back out there and getting hurt again. Oh, my thoughts exactly. What you get shot with in the eye with a potato cannon. Point blank. You ever seen a potato cannon? If you haven't seen a potato cannon, I would look it up right now and show you guys one. But it uses like aerosol or hairspray, whatever, and it's a cannon. You make the cannon out of PVC and you stuff a potato down it, and when it goes off, the fucker goes off. It's a gun. I mean, it shoots far as shit. I mean, it'll shoot hundreds of yards. And it goes bow and it launches out. Well, I was point blank and got hit right in the fucking eye, ruptured my eyeball, broke all these bones in my face. Literally right now, when I touch here, okay, so like all the nerves, just like my thumb, all the nerves are misguided. So like if I touch here, I feel it in my lip. When I touch like in certain spots, I feel it right here. Like if I go like this with my finger, I feel it going like this around my lip. Like it's not connected the same. For a long time, it was different. Like if I touched my cheek, I felt it in my nose. Like all these are all messed up, so I don't feel it in the right spot, especially when I go like this. I feel it right here. I feel like this. Just like when I go like this to my thumb after getting stabbed in the thumb right here, when I go like this, I don't feel it. I don't feel it right here. I actually feel it up here. When I touch up here, I don't feel anything. I can't feel nothing right here at all. You can probably do surgery on it. Can't feel nothing. But if I touch right here, it feels like I'm touching there because the nerve grew back weird. The nerve got severed. Why the hell were you looking down the barrel? So we had it and we were trying to shoot it for about 2 hours. It wouldn't go off. And it just would not go off. We kept trying and trying and trying and trying and just would not go off. And the igniter, where it was in this one, the only way I could see the igniter was if I looked down the barrel, because from the other direction where you unscrew it, you couldn't see the igniter. So I looked down the barrel to see if the igniter was working. Now remember, click, 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 click for 2 hours. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. The second I go click, 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 bow! I didn't actually push the button. Somebody else did. I couldn't reach it, because the pipe's it's like 4 foot. The barrel is like 3-4 foot, whatever it is. But that's why I looked down the barrel, was to look at the igniter, and it just happened to go off right when my eye was in front of it. But I'm the dumbass, and you know what? And the thing is that I knew better than that. And yeah, everything's always loaded and it always goes off at the worst time. When I was a kid, I had I shot my best friend, my brother, in the stomach. He was in the hospital for fucking 2 weeks, maybe a month. I shot him in the stomach and he was all fucked up. We were hunting, and then when we got back, I had the gun and it pointed at him and it went off. And it shot him and fucked him up. But the point is that a barrel is always deadly. Unloaded or not. Even if you think it's unloaded, it's like they say, everybody gets shot with an unloaded gun. They're always loaded. The only time like you're ever allowed to treat a gun as an unloaded gun is if it's in your hand and you just unloaded it and you're cleaning it. If you set it down, even if you didn't put a clip in it, it's loaded now. And I ran into that situation too when I was a kid, being stupid, carrying guns and, just being I guess you say a little idiot. I had a 380 and a 9mm, and I was way too young to carry a gun. And I already knew gun safety, everything. My dad raised me with guns. My dad taught me how to use guns. But, I was on the streets being an idiot, and I had a gun. And I knew better, though. I knew better. Like, I had been taught, like, if you unload your gun, right, and you set it down, it's loaded now. I knew that, right? But I had the gun, and I took the clip out, took the magazine out, I set it down, and I set the magazine down, and then I set the gun down. Turned, went right back, like it was that quick. Went right back, grabbed it, and I cocked it, and I went just like this, right next to my buddy's face. There was like a mirror there or something. I was, young, being dumb, and went bam, and it went off. Because when I set it down, when I took the magazine out and I set it down and turned this way, he grabbed it and put the magazine in and set it back down. I didn't see it. So when I turned and grabbed it, now the magazine's in it, even though I just took it out. I cocked it and I almost shot him in the head. I'd be in prison for murder right now. And it wound up shooting the backboard of a bed. It went through there and through a wall and almost into my sister's bedroom. Nobody was home. It was just me and one of my homies, but one of my buddies. But it could have been very, very, very bad. I wound up having to run around and replace the mirror because it wound up shooting through a bedboard of a mirror, and I had to hurry up and replace it so my parents didn't see it and everything. I was like 14. You knew better than that more than once. Yeah, well, like I said, that was my two times, 2 or 3 times. I mean, when you're young and you're dumb, playing with guns and stuff, I did know better, and I've taught gun safety. Like, I've taught gun safety to a lot of people, but I know it from experience of what can go wrong and what can happen and how it happens and how it goes wrong. And sometimes, people speak on what's happened to people they know and things like that. Like, I can definitely speak from experience on gun safety. Welcome to my house. My knives are sharp and my guns are loaded. That's awesome. They should be. They definitely should be. My dad always taught me, like, I remember one time he walked in. Well, no, sorry, he didn't walk in. He was paralyzed, so he was laying in bed. And I always had carried a gun. And the kids were there, like the nieces and nephews and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, let me see your gun." And I didn't have it on me. And he's like, "Why the fuck don't you have your gun on you?" And I said, "Well, because the kids are here. I'm playing with the kids." He's like, "You always have your fucking gun on you." And he's like, "Go get it." All right. So I went and got it. I handed it to him. He pulls out the magazine. He says, "Why the fuck isn't this loaded?" And I said, "Because the kids are here. I got it put up, And he's like, "What the fuck good is a gun? It's unloaded." He's like, "What are you going to do with this? Throw it at somebody?" He's like, "A gun ain't no fucking good if it ain't loaded." But that was my old man for you. We used to cut little pieces of insulated copper wire and drop it down in the air rifle barrel and shoot it at each other. Yeah, we definitely had our fun with like Roman candles and shit like that. I know I've been I know lots of probably people in here have been hit by a ricochet. I got hit by a ricochet a few times. He wasn't walking nowhere. Days fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why when I said he walked, I was like, no, he wasn't walking. Yeah. I remember one time, wait, hold on. All I had to read was high point, and I already know what's coming. If it's a high point pistol, then it's a viable weapon when thrown. That's probably the only time. If anybody doesn't know, a high point pistol is about the cheapest pistol you can buy. It looks like a brick. And to me, it's so ugly. Even if it was a good firearm, it would be too ugly. But yeah, they're like $150 brand new, like the new model. I remember one time my old man, we were living in this apartment building, and there was 3 apartments upstairs, and you had to go up 2 layers of stairs to get up to the top. the people at the end apartment were, I don't know where they were, but their kid was having a party. They were older. They weren't kids. They were adults. Anyways, the point is they were having a party, and you would think the whole entire project was there. Like, I mean, it was bumping, like loud as shit. The whole parking lot's full of cars, and it's just going crazy. My old man comes out in his tidy whities. He comes walking. I sleep on the couch, and he comes walking around the corner. I see him walking around the corner. He's got his shotgun and his tidy whities. That's it. Dick swinging. Well, I guess he has tidy whities, so no dick swinging. And he opens the door and goes, let me get in the screen. He goes, bow, 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 and starts screaming, if one more motherfucker wakes me up, I'm killing him. You seen motherfuckers jumping off the balcony. Remember I said you had to go up the stair to get to the top of the to get where we are. We're on a balcony. They're jumping off the balcony. One dude, there's a house next door, jumps onto the roof. I see him like skating and sliding off the roof. There's trees. Dudes are jumping and grabbing the tree and sliding down. Like the entire building emptied out like that. Cars are squealing off. Oh, he's hilarious. Yes, Matt Lambert. High Point is the Gerber of firearms. Absolutely. I'd almost argue they're the M-Tech. High Points are better than Bear Grylls. I mean, they're still a firearm. They're still gonna pop off, but I wouldn't want to risk my life on it. I don't know. I had one for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't remember why, because I think my old man bought it, and for whatever reason, a deal, some deal or something, and we sold it like that. Like, get rid of this damn thing. Absolutely, BZ. Absolutely. It's equivalent to a Smith & Wesson knife on Amazon. High Points are very wait, where'd it go? High Points are very dependable, but ugly and heavy. Yeah, I did see somebody that did test one on a gun video, but even he hated it so much he didn't even want to admit how decent it did do, because I guess like the running joke is if it shoots, it's doing about as good as it can, like it's decent enough because it's so cheap. They're crappy as hell, but you could argue they are probably dependable, especially for the money. And anybody who doesn't have a firearm and needs a firearm and only has $150, $180, a High Point would be an option. I would argue go to the same gun shop and borrow or buy a pre-owned firearm with a better name. But what are you gonna do? I mean, if you don't got one and you need a firearm, it is something. Oh, I hate them too. I love those videos. BZ says, I think Demo Ranch filled them with cement and they still fired. Yes, but I think, you could argue that any gun would. Concrete, especially I guess it depends on the barrel, but I don't think I've ever seen a firearm that didn't shoot the concrete out even when they were filled. I mean, I think if you filled the whole thing, like if it was a shotgun and you filled it all the way back to the shell, possibly the barrel would probably blow up. But I've never seen one that didn't shoot, that had concrete or had anything jammed in it. I remember I seen they took a steel pin and hammered it into the end of the barrel. So smashed, it was almost like it was one piece of metal, and it still blew it out. Demo Ranch is a good channel. Definitely a good channel. I think, didn't he get demonetized, though? I think he might have moved to another. There's a bunch of, and I did, so you guys know, I did wind up signing up for another channel. Actually, 2 other channels. One, I haven't done anything on them yet. I haven't posted anything, but they're basically, I'm going to start posting things on there probably. because I can be more outspoken, more open. They don't demonetize you. They let you say whatever you want. They let you put anything you want on there. And it's a platform for people that are worried or are demonetized. People that are either worried that they're going to get demonetized. So what they do is they post everything there. So in the future, if they do get knocked off of YouTube, they at least have their subscribers there and still something going on there. And they do pay you for ads. You do not have to wait for 1,000 subscribers like YouTube. You can start getting ads immediately. And it winds up working out for, you could say, for the 2A community, you know. Has anyone here watched the ammo testing channels like Old Outdoors? The ballistics gel comparisons are sweet. I definitely have. I love watching that shit. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I'm still going to post on YouTube. I'm not planning on strictly going over there unless something happens, because, you know, I hate to say it, you know, in these words, because I don't want to get political or anything, but YouTube gets so damn liberal that they, you know, you never know what can happen, man. They'll tell you. I know channels that literally they say, no, you're safe, you're good, and then a month later flagged all their videos. And I even heard one person say their shit was grandfathered in. So they said, you can't make content like this no more, but we're not going to take down your other videos. And then a week later flagged all their videos. Like, and most of them, there was nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with them. They just had a firearm in the video or whatever, you know. And you know how quick knife laws can go. You know, one day they're fine, next day they're not. So it just depends. And I don't know how it's going to go for the future. And like I said, I haven't posted anything yet on there, but I want a backup plan. You know, it's good to have. There's two ways to look at it. And I've heard from a lot of people that you shouldn't have a plan B, because a plan B means you're going to fail at plan A. If you don't leave yourself any other options, you have no choice but to succeed. And I heard this like from entrepreneurs and millionaires and like, you know, big business people that explain like how you do business. You know, you put your all in. You don't plan for a B, because if you plan for a B, you're not going to succeed with the A, because you left yourself a fucking door to fail. Don't leave your door fail, and you won't. Don't leave a door to fail, then you won't fail. But then, you know, there's, you know, the other saying that, you know, you should always have a plan B. You should always be prepared. You know, how do they say it? You know, plan for the best, but prepare for the worst, you know? So Daily Carry Solutions says, lives in Daniel Defense H&K Glock country. I'm sure you guys heard that Texas is open back up. I love it for them, man. I love it. I clapped when I heard it. I was like, they opened back up, full capacity on every business. Every business is 100% opened up. There's no restrictions and no mask mandates. They're done with them. They said, we're fucking done with you motherfuckers. And I love it. I love it for them. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead, but don't stop the people that don't want to. Like, there's lots of people that it's hazardous to them. There's lots of people that it's a pathetic thing. And like today, you know, you watch people. I watched this one lady sit there and pick at her mask every time she's talking, and as she's talking, the mask keeps going like this. So she keeps picking it back up and talking, and it's like the mask doesn't stop the virus. The virus goes right through it. I mean, it's a fact. You can look it up yourself. 0.06 micron is the size of the virus, and the best masks stop 1 micron, and that's the USA made ones that nobody has. Everybody has the Chinese ones that I think it's 3 micron. So nobody's wearing the good ones that stop 1 micron. Everybody's wearing the 3 microns, and even if they were wearing the good ones, they still don't stop it. All right. So it's all over your mask now. And if you were sick, I'm saying, now you're touching your face. It's all you're doing is touching your face and then touching everything. To me, that's just common fucking sense, that if you make everybody touch their face and touch everything, after touching the face, they're just spreading it anyways. So I think it's awesome that Texas is stopping that shit. Failing requires no plan. That's true. That's true. You don't need to plan to fail, but I do like that saying though. You know, if you plan for if you make a plan B, then you're always going to have that option. If you don't have that option, then you have to succeed with plan A. No, nobody's wearing an N99 or N95 mask. I'm talking about regular medical masks. Nobody's wearing those. Nobody's walking around in those. You don't see everybody in stores and the waitresses and fucking Starbucks workers and the cash register people. Everybody's wearing medical masks or a cloth mask, which does it the worst. Literally, the cloth masks, they proved like that's worse. It's worse than a medical mask. But facts don't care about feelings. I love that. Ethan. Absolutely. Facts don't care about feelings. But people with feelings don't want to listen to facts. Hawk Bills are better than Warncliffs. My second knife was a DLC Emerson Matriarch 2, and it cut like crazy. I'm going to say that works for some things. Like if you're cutting carpet or linoleum, a Hawk Bill is the better option because that is what a carpet knife or flooring knife is. It's a Hawk Bill. But for utility cuts and slicing, a Warncliffe is going to be better. So it just depends on your cutting. Masks are a peace of mind to make the sheepies feel safe. They don't do shit. Absolutely. And you know what's funny? I should just show you guys right now. I even got Dr. Fauci saying the exact same thing. I fucking screen recorded it. And he's saying masks don't do anything. If anything, it's just to make people feel better. And now he's trying to tell people, wear 2 of them. And I think I still have it on my phone, but this other doctor who studied masks for 30 years, is so against it. He said literally all their studies led to how hazardous it was. People were getting lung infections from it. People were passing out. People were getting injured from fainting. People were getting skin infections in their face, eye infections. Kara got 2 eye infections. And it was so much more hazardous than the other, like than the virus would be. Like it just did so much catastrophic damage that it's crazy that you wouldn't go to the guys or the companies that did 30 years of testing. Like that's what they did. That was their job, was to test these things. And then another thing was plastic inhaling. Then you inhale the plastics, which is hazardous to your health. They actually can even make you like fertile and like a lot of other things. I don't want to sit here and spread false information, but there was a bunch of things to it. They're probably going to take this damn video down. Fuck them. But that's how information gets suppressed. Like, and people don't get to hear the truth. Like, I couldn't tell you how many doctors that have. One doctor had over 50,000 patients with COVID. None of them died. And I'm not saying, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not dangerous. I don't want anybody to ever think that, because I do think it is. I just think it is for certain people more than other people. And there's certain people that it's not as hazardous to. They have a 99.7% chance of being just fine. So why would they do certain things that it doesn't make sense. But like the one doctor, he was giving this certain medication, and it did over 50,000 patients with all of them being fine. And like they were trying to stop his information from getting out, even though months later, then they were talking about it. But at first they were like censoring him, and it's like, you're censoring a doctor who actually has patients, but you're listening to a doctor who doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. Look up facts about Spanish flu outbreak. Oh, hey, that's racist, man. It's racist. I'm just joking. Look up facts about Spanish flu outbreak. Mask wearing was one of the main causes of bacteria pneumonia, and it kills so many people. Absolutely. And that right there, and when it's politics, when they're trying to say, like when you say like the China virus or something like that, when they try saying that's racist, well, what the fuck is the Spanish flu then? And then What about all these other, what do they call them? Like the Australian strain or the Spanish strain, like of the COVID. Like there's so many different strains now. They don't say anything about that, right? Like they literally say that shit on the news. Like, oh well, the Italian strain. I forget all the strains, but you know, there's other strains of it. They can say that, but they will never say anything bad about China ever. It's fucking mind blowing to me. They won't say anything bad about China, but they'll say that. But then the second you say China virus, and like, that's racist. It's like, what? What fucking planets do you live on? Truth is treason is an empire of lies. How many people do we have in here? I can't see how many people we have in here. I know it's 9:30, and I'm going to get off here in just a couple minutes, but Kara's eyes were me farting on her pillow. It wasn't pink eye, dickhead. It was the glands, and it was from bacteria. You can have, she wears brand new masks every day, like they're clean masks, but the bacteria from constant, you know, going into your, like just straight up your face to your eyes. I mean, I watch so many people like just their skin break out, and everybody's different. You know, your skin's more sensitive than others. You know, me, when I wear one, my nose won't stop running, just will not. Like, it's like, if you think I have it, well, then you don't want me wearing a fucking mask because I'm going to fucking spread snot everywhere the whole fucking time because I can't stop it. It's like, it doesn't make sense. As soon as you ask, two people dipped out. No, they're dipping out because I'm talking about the fucking shit. People always dip out every time I start talking anything to do with the virus or politics and whatever. I don't, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm not, it's, you know, it's like you can look at it in two different hands, right? You can say, I'm not going to talk about things that I believe or care about because nobody actually cares, right? Like, you can say it like that. Nobody actually cares. And it's kind of just like some people would say an echo chamber. But, you know, then I think about it as like that it's my echo chamber. And I don't want to, I mean, either don't talk about it at all or be honest. And it's hard for me not to be honest about how I feel about stuff, you know, especially when I said, you know, like with this channel that I wasn't going to be anything but honest. And that's all, you know, I want to be. Now, if I was going to do that, then I would have to say, I'm not talking about it at all. Right. But for me personally, I don't mind talking about it. I don't want the silence. I don't want there not to be an argument. I don't want there to be and I know, like, you could say, well, this ain't the place, right? You could say, this ain't the place for that. This is for this. But a live is a little different, right? I don't bring that shit to my channel. Like for the YouTube channels, I don't talk about anything like that. I don't never talk about anything like that. I talk all night. But in a live, I'm talking to people. I'm talking to friends. I'm talking to family. I'm talking to YouTube, you know, and you know, in some ways it's like, you know, I don't want to be silenced either. And I don't want to feel like I have something to say and I can't say it because I'm worried about somebody fucking getting their panties in a bundle, you know, or getting their ass hurt or something. You know, I don't care if what I say hurts you or, you know, like if I'm not like meaning to, like, I obviously I do, you know, if I'm like deliberately trying to do that, but just talking about a subject, to me, it shouldn't be like that. We should feel free. Even if somebody disagrees with me, I don't care. I want them to. I would never have somebody come in here, disagree with me, argue with me, call me a name, and then say, get out. You're kicked out of here. I would never do that. Like, have a conversation with me. I don't care. We'll talk. We can talk about it. I'll tell you how I feel. It doesn't mean you're going to change my mind. It doesn't mean I'm going to change your mind. But hey, you might tell me something that I can look up and teach me something, right? Or vice versa. And I feel like people are so used to being silenced and being scared to talk about how they feel or what they think or what they want to say, that to me, it's like, I can't, fuck that, man. I can't live like that. I cannot be that type of person. Bye, Wallaby. Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. All you guys, thank you, all you guys, for being here. You guys are awesome, man. I'm glad you guys come here and hang out with me. How many people are here? Did somebody tell me a minute ago and I didn't see it, or did I read it? I don't remember now. I can't see it. I don't know why I can't see it. Um, I hate people. I don't want them spitting on my face or standing on my ass. So I love the masks in 6 feet space. um, Minnie says, I hate people. I don't want them spitting on my face or standing up my ass. So I love the mask. See, I look at it a different way. I say, who the fuck ever spits on me? I'll fucking hit you in the fucking mouth. You spit on me. So nobody ever spits on me. Nobody ever gets like people don't, in my personal experience, you know, I'm not speaking to anybody else, but nobody ever walks up to me and fucking gets all close to me and starts talking to me so they're spitting on me. And knowing what I know about masks and how filters work and knowing the micron rating, like I just said, I just read off the micron rating. That's just a fact. You can look it up. Knowing what I know about the micron rating, I know the mask isn't doing anything. You know, it's just going right through it. It's kind of like you could say a screen, right? Or a what's it called? Where you drain noodles in it? A screen, whatever, to drain your noodles for spaghetti. You could say that thing gets wet, right? It gets wet, so it stops water. Does it stop water from getting through? No. Water still gets through, but it also gets wet. That's like what a mask does. Yes, the virus will hit it and will stick to it, but the rest is going right through. The 0.03 micron is going through something that only stops 3 micron. It's a fact. It's too small. It can't be stopped. And I'll put on a mask right now and take a hit of this thing and blow it out, and you'll see all out. That's what the virus is doing. It's doing exactly what your breath is doing. So to think that that's stopping that, to me, it's common sense. And to me, I don't want for my nose to sit there and run and me to have a soaked mask touching my face. Because now, what am I doing? I'm touching things that people have touched, and now I'm touching my own face. To me, that's the way you spread it. And that's exactly what I heard many doctors say. And I think even Dr. Fauci said that, and I can pull up the clip right now and show it to you guys that, you know, like that when you start you touching your face because you're not wearing it properly, and then you're touching things, and then you're touching your face again. What? Anyways, guys, I know this has gotten pretty crazy, and I'm so tired of it too, Troy. But to me, it's like if you want to wear it and you feel comfortable wearing it, then wear it. I don't give a. But that's where the freedom part lies on my side. Like, I don't care what you do. I won't say nothing to you. You know, like wear it all you want, but don't force me to do something that scares you. Don't force me, because you can. It's a fucking thin line. It's a thin line. Yeah, and you can ask the between the Nazis and lots of other countries and lots of things. People try to think that's outrageous. That's not outrageous. It's literally just happened in recent history. This shit happens all the time. Look at the things that are happening in China. Like, it's a thin line between you, you might think it's okay, right? But what if that next thing you don't, right? Or it's my turn now, and I say, well, when I cared about this, you didn't. So now we're doing this, and this is something that I want you to do to make me feel better. But it's something that is is against all your values, against everything. To me, it's like you shouldn't be able to make anybody do something they don't want to do. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do, can't do. I mean, I've seen people getting beat up and like thrown out of places. And the one girl, she like going to Canada, she got raped because they make people stay in a damn hotel for quarantine. If you come from another country in there, they make people stay in a hotel. And then she wound up getting raped by one of the guards because she was quarantined. If the mask works, then the person wearing it should be safe, right? And then they try to say, I agree with the micron size as well. Well, it's not even, to me, it's not an argument. How can you not agree with it? It's a fact. Look it up. Like, it's a fact. So you can try saying that it stops it a little bit, but you can't say it stops it. You can't say that. because it doesn't. It's too small. So that's why they start saying, well, it stops some of it. Yeah, like I said, like a screen stops the faucet. It gets wet, but most of it's getting through. And like I said, videos of Dr. Fauci saying the exact same thing. And I don't agree with anything he fucking says. The people who mask shame are the same people who believe in abortion, each to their own. Baby, but they're some because they say you're spreading the virus and killing people. All right, all right. And it's like like you were just saying, like the kind of like the my body, my choice thing, right? That's why to me it all boils down to constitutional rights. And people try to run around saying that that the people are crazy by saying that, but no, it's not, because that's what's protect us and built us such a strong foundation to be the best country in the world, arguably, at least by rights. Anyways, can you do of the? I want to get the Comorant button lock. I do want to get that. You know what? I got a button lock right here. Check this out. Blade Banters. This thing's badass. I do got some really cool knives in right now. So, but yes, I do want to test it. I thought about buying it, but man, I don't got the money right now. I think it's $110. But I want it bad. It looks kind of like a like that's like the Spyderco, you know, and I sold that. Fat Jewel Rip, then show the rock. Said, okay, we can do that. My cam's dead, so we're gonna have to do it on this cam. Everything's opposite. When I move this way, it goes that way. So, oh, let's see if we can get a good look of it. Hold on. It's a mirror, so it's not gonna pick it up good. You see the little camera right there, though, don't you? Bang, that's that camera you just got recently. Bad ace. I just did a takedown video of this thing. If you guys want to see it taken apart and see what the insides look like, see it naked. If you guys want to see it stripped down and get naked, you guys can watch that video. The CRK Grease versus the KPL Heavy. All right, guys. I will wait, hold on. What does this say? You are an originalist libertarian, yay. You know, this is the way I see it. I'll tell you exactly what I am right now. I ain't nothing. I'm not a Republican. The one thing I damn sure ain't a Democrat or a liberal. But I don't consider myself anything. The way I say it is, what are we talking about? Because I don't find myself saying all, because when you say that, it's like you get bundled into this fucking group, right? And they say, this is your beliefs for this, and if you're this, then this is your beliefs for that. I'm not that. I say, what are we talking about? And I'll tell you what I think. You know, if we're talking about this, then yes, this is the side I would be on. If we're talking about this, then this is the side I'd be on. If we're talking about this, then this is what I believe. I don't think, in my opinion, people shouldn't narrow it down like that, because then you get stuck in that tribalism and the bullshit that's happening now. Like, to me, it's like, it's fucking stupid. It's retarded. And I think people need to, what? All right. All right. But yeah, I can't do that shit. I can't. I can tell you what I'm definitely not, though. But that's just because of how ridiculous it is right now, you know. I was considering Rockstead button lock, but it doesn't look drop shutty after watching the video. So it has a separate detent. Nice, Sergeant. It has a separate detent in it. So I think it would be once you get past that detent. I think it's kind of like when you pull the thing, it's not going to close, but once you get past there, it will. So I think that's the way it goes. I'm not positive. I never tried one. I do know somebody who I think might have one, though. I can ask them to show me the action. I think for myself, but I think I do lean. I think for myself, but I think I do lean left on most issues. Maybe it's my New Yorker roots, but I'm more center than most of everyone. That's how I used to say it, was that I was center. I grew up thinking I was more left, and I did that because I was on welfare. I went to food banks, to eat. I grew up in the projects. Like just lots of different things made me think that. But then after learning more about it, but I never knew anything about politics. But then after I learned more about it, and I realized that wasn't the case. Just because of those things, that doesn't make your beliefs that. And like sometimes you just don't have any other option, or you know, who knows. But the point is that I think I don't think there's anything wrong with either side. I think there's something wrong with the extremism, and I think we should all agree on the one thing, which should be the constitutional rights. And if we do that, then we won't have any issues. It's when people start trying to get rid of those and start trying to violate those that we start having issues. But yeah, I considered myself like that for a long, long, long time, and growing up with a lot of people like that, and also believing lies that I thought were true. And then when I actually looked up the lies, I found out they were wrong. Like, like so many things. I could go on and on about so many things that I thought because that's the way I was taught. But then actually finding out that wasn't the reality. Like, that's totally untrue. It's kind of like most people, especially like in the hood, they think that Republicans were the KKK, and they thought that they were the ones that had slaves and everything. And it's like, no, they were the ones built to stop the KKK. It was the Democrats that was the KKK, and they're the ones who actually made it, and they used it as their army and everything. And it was the Republicans that stopped it. And Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican president, and they formed a group of I think 47 black people and 15 white people or something like that. And if you believe mainstream media, then you're the left. I will ring the bell again for that. Thank you for the donation. Yes, you can't believe the media. It's not real news. It's a show, man. That's like saying you believe Real World or you believe fucking Superman. Like that to me. That's you are very misinformed if you believe anything the news says. The news does things for views, ratings, and that's why you won't see them talk about certain things, even if it's a cold hard fact. They won't. And if they do it, or if they write about it in like their paper or whatever, it gets the tiniest little article. And then when they do lie and they get caught up for it, they'll do a big stream about it on the news, all right, on TV. But then when they're called out for it and they have to retract it, they don't retract it on the news. They retract it in a paper, like their paper, right? Like where you have to actually look it up, and which nobody reads, right? 5 people will read that, but 2 million people saw the news. And literally every week they're retracting things that they're lying about, but it doesn't matter because they retract it written, not to the millions of people that believe what they're saying. I think it's fucking hilarious. No, I don't believe that though. Reason I don't think that at all. I think it's both sides. I think it's both of them do it. That's why both news do it. No matter what, it's all for views and for media wise. I think both sides are fucked up. I just think one side you do have a little bit better chance with for your constitutional rights. That's what I think. Hey, Mindy, thank you. Just don't go in business that requires masks and you won't get beat down. Yeah, but that's fucking everything. They stop, like if you go to places that stopped all the small businesses, right? And they only allow you to go to the mainstream businesses that are funded by China. Let's just be real. Everything in there is from China. Then you have to go to the same place everybody else has to go to because no other place is open. And now that's the only place you got to go to. Or you can order stuff from Amazon. The way I see it is that if you're scared, then you stay home because you're the one scared. So you stay home and you order stuff. You order it to your door and let the people go out and do what they want. Let all the businesses stay open because then everybody spreads out. Think about it. Really fucking think about it. Do you think it'd be smarter for everybody to spread out, everything stay open, so everybody spreads out and goes to their own places they want to go to? Now they're not all tight, in groups. Or shut everything down and make everybody go to the same fucking place, touching their face. Common sense. Common fucking sense. That's why you have TikTok, so you see everything live from real people. That's hilarious. Dr. Falsey. I love all you guys, man. Thank you guys for the humor and for the fun. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. I don't know. I think it's great that we can sit here and have a conversation and everybody, not get butt hurt, because I think that's what it takes. Is we have to be able to talk, man. If we can't talk and have a conversation, then fuck, man, we're dead already, right? Fucking it's we got to be able to not only just have a sense of humor about things, but be able to have a conversation. And if I have a view, it doesn't help me if I can't hear your view. It doesn't, and vice versa. You have to be able to hear both sides. Otherwise, you're getting half the story, or, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I don't need to say it. These nice conversations are the most important thing right now. Thank you, BZ. I appreciate that, bud. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I had to go quarantine for 10 days every time I cross the border into Illinois. It fucking sucks. That sucks, man. That's crazy. I couldn't do it. But I feel like right now it's kind of easy to do those things. But yeah, no, it sucks, man. I feel bad for you. It sucks. I love you guys. Thank you guys for everything, and I appreciate your donations. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate the sense of humors. I appreciate you guys listening to my rants. And talking about it with me. This is definitely a great outlet for me, and I hope it is for you guys too. Also, if any of you guys ever want to join, like Lavender Pants did last week, I can, right before we go live, I can send you the link so that we can do a face-to-face conversation. Maybe one of these days this week I'll leave it on the thing so that a couple people can jump in. Maybe we'll have a couple conversations. Thank you, everybody. I love you guys. And don't forget about the Patreon, the like, subscribe, drop some comments, and I love you guys. Peace. Now I got to end the broad stream while looking at you guys after I already said goodbye.